Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, subscribe. And if you're not, welcome back. I'm Melody Lane and I am doing something with my friend Maymay, and we are each doing a video every Saturday night in July. This is 2021. So if you're seeing it after that, there's going to be a whole playlist of all 10 videos. The joy of Christmas, using the Cricut Joy machine for Christmas projects. I will put the project link below this video if you want to make this with your Cricut Joy. And if you like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up underneath the video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you go subscribe to Maymay's channel. That's also in the description of the video. Okay, what we're going to use in this project. So we're using the Cricut Joy machine. The Cricut paper trimmer, because we're going to be using some 12 by 12 paper, so we're going to cut it down to fit the 12-inch Cricut Joy mat. We have this frame. I have this little alcohol pad I'm going to use on it just to make sure it's all completely clean. I got this from Cricut Joy. We're going to use it today. We're going to use Cricut glitter paper. We will cut it down to fit the Joy mat, and Cricut brown cardstock, smart glitter iron-on, and some smart iron-on in red. So I'm going to cut this down. We're going to bend out the little arm, and we're going to measure this to 4 1/4. So it's right, or 4 1/2 to fit the 12-inch mat. So once we find that, we push this all the way up to the top and cut it off. So now we can save this for later. And then we have this piece to use on the mat. And then we're going to do the same thing for the glitter paper. So we're done with this, and now we just need to cut everything. So let's go into Design Space. Now here's the project we're going to make. I have it zoomed up. So I made a square that matches the size of the inside of the frame. And so I want to do something like this. When I tried to make this, it's too big for the Joy. So I used contour, broke up, this is the snow for the white cardstock. I broke up the antennas, and I also broke up the ornaments. So we'll just have 2 different pieces of that. And I attached the Merry Christmas, and those are good. So let's make this sign. So in order to do that, I wanted to keep this because I'm going to have to use this as a reference when I come back to put this together. We're not going to delete this. We're going to hide it in the layers panel. I have them grouped together, and I'm just going to click on the eye to hide them. So now we're all good to go. Doesn't look pretty right now, but that doesn't matter. We're going to click Make It, make sure we have our Joy machine selected. Now we're going to do some of it on a mat and some of it not on a mat. So we're going to choose multiple ways. So this one will be on a mat, so we're going to say on a mat. Now we could contour these all out and separate them. You'd have to duplicate them 4 times and then contour out the other one. But we're just going to leave it like that for now. If you wanted to use vinyl or iron-on, it would be easier to keep them together. Now on this one, we are going to be using on a mat. It wants to put them on 2 mats. I don't want them on 2 mats. We're going to do them on 1. So I'm choosing 4.5 by 12-inch mat. We can also save room on here if we wanted to. Just by clicking the image, you'll bring up these 2 boxes, and I can turn this and move it up, and now it will save a little bit extra room. Now we'll be doing this one without a mat and this one without a mat also. But we're going to be using iron-on this one, so we have to mirror it. And then the gold one, we're also going to be using iron-on, so we have to mirror it. All right, we're ready to get started. Let's just go ahead and start up here at the top and click Continue. We're going to browse all materials, and we're going to search glitter. Glitter cardstock. Just go ahead and click on that, and done. So this one, we got to put it on the mat and load it up. So we're starting with the white glitter cardstock. So we're going to put this on the mat, just like that. And we got to pull this down so it has some more room behind it. And just go ahead and load it in. Now I'm going to click Go in Design Space. And it's done. So now we click Unload in Design Space. And we're all set. So I'm going to turn this over and peel the mat off of the paper. Okay, and we got our little pieces of snow. I'm going to use Cricut Scraper and peel those off and set them to the side until we're ready. These are probably going to be put on last. We got our glitter cardstock set, so let's go ahead. This has a texture side. I'm going to go ahead and put the texture side on the outside. We're going to push that down on our mat. We're going to choose medium cardstock, and we're going to load our mat. And in Design Space, we're going to hit Go. And peel this off. Now I'm going to bend my mat to take the rest of this off. And we're done with the mat. So we want to make sure we put the plastic back on the mat to keep it sticky longer. Okay, next is our gold glitter cardstock. And we're going to put this in like this, pretty side down, and make sure we're mirrored. So I'm going to do glitter smart iron on. So I'm just going to search glitter, smart iron on glitter. And I'm going to do a little extra. We're ready to load, so we're just going to stick this here. Next, we're just going to use Smart Iron-On. I'm going to use more pressure on this also. I think my blades have been cutting a lot, so I'm going to use a little more pressure. We're ready to load. We're also doing shiny side down. See, this side is down, so we're going to load this dull side up. And click the unload, and we're done cutting. Now I'm going to show you a little trick with this. This only really used half of it. If I cut a weeding box where I'm going to cut with a razor and cut on here to weed this away, I will be able to use this red part, half of it, again. Now I could take scissors and cut this off, and then I could always use this again on a mat. But I don't need a mat if I can get away with just taking the vinyl off of this piece. So we're done cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Joy away. I just unplug her from the back and leave the plug here. And what I'm going to do is, I could use one of my rulers, but I am just going to use a mat and make sure I cover my whole design. And I like to use iron-on on cards, so I can totally use this again. Now I'm just pushing enough to cut the iron-on, not to cut all the way through. And we're going to weed this off. Now I will warn you, The problem with leaving this on is when I iron this, I have to be careful not to iron on this. But I'm going to use my Cricut mini press, so I won't have a problem with that. Now, all these images that I'm using today came from the image set Country Christmas. I don't know what font this is. It could be someone's handwriting. It's not always a font. And the Merry Christmas were not even together. They were in two separate images. Okay, we have that all weeded. Now let's weed this one. Now this one, I'm just gonna cut all the way across because it used most of this here. It is better to use your paper trimmer so you get it completely straight. And we gotta weed the pieces in the middle. Now let's get our surface ready. I'm gonna use a little alcohol swab just to make sure this is clean. Okay, now let's lay our antlers out. I do have to tell you though, we can't just lay these out because they have to fit this. And then we also have to make sure we have room for the Merry Christmas where it should be. So we're gonna put this, I'm just gonna put it like right there at the bottom. It kind of just fits in there. And then this piece I'm gonna cut apart because this will hang from here. These need to go up close to the top so we have enough room for the ornaments to hang down off of this branch and still have the Merry Christmas. So I need the Merry Christmas down there, and that's going to sit there. But first we're gonna put these on. That fits there. We're gonna lay this across there. So it's gonna take a minute to get this right. Okay, that looks good on both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and put glue underneath the antlers on the right side. And then we're sticking down the sticky paper onto the paper. And I'm gonna put glue on the underside of the antlers over here. The reason I'm not just gluing them down and using the iron-on and kind of keeping it in place is so when I do iron that on, it will match up. Now I still have to get more of this down here. I'm gonna get this side. And press that down. So now I'm using the heat guide and I clicked on Cricut Mini Press and I chose Smart Glitter Iron-On, and then I chose the material I'm using, wood, and click apply, and it says medium for 40 seconds. Constant movement, firm pressure, slowly remove liner when cool to touch. So we're going to go ahead and try that. So I'm going to turn on my mini press to 2. When it's ready, it will turn green and beep. Okay, my easy press is ready. So I'm just going to press this down. And it said firm pressure. Now I'm also doing this on 2 different layers because I have a layer of paper and then I have my wood sign. So I want to make sure where I have the wood that I am getting it pressed down really good. Because pressing iron-on down to cardstock is only 25 seconds, but on the wood, it's 45 seconds. Looks like it's already down. Push it a little more. All right. Okay, now I have to put this piece down that came up when I was weeding, and this is going to continue across there and then across this piece. So it doesn't have anything down, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and now I'm just going to get this little piece here. Oh, and I want to protect the other pieces. There we go. And that's down. See how pretty that is? We're not done. Now this piece has to come down from here. So I'm going to put that there. I still want to make sure that the Merry Christmas is going to fit, and it does. So it's not touching that at all there. And we're good. Okay, so next all we have to do is the Merry Christmas. The hard part's over. So I'm just going to stick this down flat so it will be even. So I'm just going to start doing this, and I'm not going to put the iron over the other red. Let it cool for a second. There we go. And you can make this with your Cricut Joy machine. Didn't this turn out great? Look at the glitter. All right, guys, tell me in the comments if this is something you think you can do. It's not real hard. The hardest part was placing where the antlers go. Now make sure if you're new to this channel, you subscribe and go check out Maymay's video. It's awesome. So go see what Maymay's doing with the Joy. There will be a link in the description below, and I'll also put it in the end screen too. And a playlist of all our videos, The Joy of Christmas. We're going to upload a Joy of Christmas video every Saturday night in July. So make sure you don't miss it. If it's after July, go ahead and click the playlist at the end and you can see all 10 videos. I almost forgot to add the snow. So I just have to look at my picture in Design Space to see where the snow is. So I'm just going to lay these. That goes there, and this one goes here, and then this one up here. So let me glue those on. And this is the last one. Merry Christmas! Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Maymay and Melody.